Hello everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome back to my channel, Hopeful Happenings. Today we're going to talk about how to create an active setting. So let's start with what is an active setting. An active setting contributes to the mood or message of the story. So a passive setting would be like a picture hanging on the wall, and it's just kind of like a backdrop to what's really going on. An active setting would be that the picture is painted by your late grandfather who you adored, or maybe the picture has a opening and behind it is a safe with a gun. So in that scenario, the setting would be setting the stage for a future scene. As you go through your manuscript, you want to make sure that you're using setting to play some kind of role in the story so that it's actually a detail worth mentioning. A great setting is often great because we don't notice it. We don't have to be pulled out to figure out where we are, what's going on, or why these details are being mentioned. So basically, if the setting is a little bit invisible, if it just flows naturally that you don't notice it, then that means you're on the right track. To help make it feel so natural, setting can influence the atmosphere. An active setting gives a sense of atmosphere that implies the character's mood or increases tension in the story. I mean, we always want our characters to be under some kind of pressure throughout the whole novel. The setting can play a large part of this. An example of this pressure that can be shown through the setting is in Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl novel. Here's a little snippet into that book to give you an example. Walking to class, Kath couldn't shake the feeling that she was pretending to be a college student in a coming-of-age movie. The setting was perfect. Rolling green lawns, brick buildings, kids everywhere with backpacks. Kath shifted her bag uncomfortably on her back. Look at me. I'm a stock photo of a college student. The eerie perfection and Kath's unease help keep the tension in the story. And this is the kind of atmosphere that would help the reader look forward to what's going to happen next. Now, obviously, we don't want to constantly have like the same sort of pressure throughout the story because it just will get boring. So another way that you can use setting to help increase the tension is actually to flip the scenes that are back to back. So if in one scene I'm feeling a pressure at school and this is kind of the atmosphere that we're getting from that, then my next scene could be at home and there could be a different sort of pressure. Instead of peer pressure, it could be like the parental pressure. Or you can change a scene to be like a happy scene with a happy setting and then flip to having something go wrong. Those kinds of switches in the scene help us to stay interested. The pitfall of not having a setting that is very defined, specific, and concrete is that you can write your characters into a vacuum. By vacuum, I mean a place that has no real definition of the area. For example, if I am staging my characters in a city, let's say New York City, then just saying that it's New York City isn't enough, obviously. I need to feel, as a reader, I'm in New York City with every single scene that I'm in, whether it's the subway or a hot dog stand or in a very fancy building, shopping, in a tiny apartment, just hearing the traffic outside, hailing a cab, whatever it is, I need to feel that I'm in that setting. You can't just tell me something, I have to feel it. And the more specific and concrete the details, the better. And obviously, the more you can fit setting naturally into the action of the plot or make it important to the character, the better. One way that you can boost the scene description is to graph it. This is something I've done in the past with clients' work to show them the words that they're using to describe their settings. So you'll have 3 columns. The first column would be location. The second column is the description of the setting, and you would just paste the specific words that are used in the manuscript. And the third column is the important event going on in this scene. And don't forget to put the page number so that you can go back to it. So let's try it. Let's say my setting is Anne's house. That's in the first column. second column is the words that I describe Anne's house. And then the third column would be what page numbers and what specifically is going on in this scene. Let's say Anne is coming back from school and she goes home, and this is the scenario where she's home and she's going to tell her parents that she got a bad report card. Do the words that I've used to describe this setting help the mood of the scene? So the mood or the atmosphere should either be going along with the scene. So let's say her report card is bad, then I might want to describe the setting as negative things. The floor is sticky, there was gum on the floor, her brothers are fighting in the background. Things that would create a negative atmosphere to help the mood of what is about to happen in this scene. Or you can do the opposite and have all of your setting descriptions be ironic to what is going on in the scene. My college professor always used the example of having a funeral happen on a bright, sunny summer day. Those two things are conflicting, they're ironic. It's ironic to have such a beautiful, nice day at a funeral, and it also kind of amplifies the injustice of the scene. Mapping out your scenes in this graph or table, I guess, is a great way to see if you have two scenes back to back that have very similar moods or atmospheres. You wouldn't want to have two depressing scenes back to back because they'll blend together. We want contrasting scenes throughout the novel. Rewriting your scenes in this way will help the reader to orient themselves and to help them understand the character's emotional landscape, not just the landscape of the setting. Cementing the broad and the minute details of a setting will give the readers a firmer sense to where they are in this story, where the characters are, and why each location in this book matters. If the scene could be played out in another setting, or worse, a vacuum setting where it doesn't even matter where they are, then your setting is not powerful enough to influence your reader. It's not going to influence the story enough to influence your reader. You should be able to tell yourself and show the reader why every location plays a part in character and plot. If any of you use the table that I've outlined, please let me know. I'd love to see your progress and how you're working through it. And if you're new here, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope you'll subscribe on your way out. And if you like this video and would like to see more videos like this, then please give it a thumbs up. We'll see you next week. Bye.